Hello everyone. Welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking, and the messenger is here. How are you all? Today, the 4th of February of 2025. I hope that you're all doing really well. It is a Tuesday, so usually we do the messenger on Tuesdays. Yesterday we took the winners for January, the Patreon winners. So if you have not checked out that the last upload, I also take your personal love messages that you've commented beneath the love reading, the Twin Flame Soulmate reading. So we took your person's emotions. Thank you for getting back to me. Thank you for commenting. And before we go on to the messenger, and we're taking different cards today, happy birthday to Aquarius people. Many happy returns. Jupiter has turned direct. Jupiter in Gemini, finally. He's now direct, and Venus has just ingressed into Aries. So it's all systems go. And I went to the supermarket today, and Gemini asked me, she said, look, I'm a Gemini, what's going on? Because she knows that I'm into astrology. And I said, well, from today your problems should start to clear away. And not only for Gemini people, as you all know, it's Jupiter is in Gemini in all of our charts, in our personal birth charts. We've got Gemini somewhere. So in that area of our life, Jupiter is now moving direct. So remember, he's in the house of Mercury, as Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and he's in a good aspect. Jupiter is in a good aspect to Mercury, and Mercury's in Aquarius, in air signs. So look, Jupiter turning direct is going to help all the air signs and the fire signs. Same with Venus entering now Aries. Of course, the cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, even though Cancer is still dealing with that retrograde Mars. Let me show you just for a moment. Might as well, eh? Here we are. There is Mars in Cancer, still retrograde until roughly the 23rd, 24th of the month of February. There is beautiful Venus. She's in the house of Mars now. And she's in a cardinal sign. So as she's moving forward, she's going to square off to Mars. So the lovers are going to be at odds. But they're also going to get uncomfortable as they're needing to take some action. Remember, Venus's energy changes greatly in the sign of Aries. She takes on that masculine side that she holds. We all have a masculine side to us, right? We're not all like Pisces, Venus through Pisces being very sensitive and sacrificing and emotional and spiritual and just surrendering. Venus is ready to take action. She's in a cardinal fire sign, and Aries does lead. It speaks to leadership and taking action. So she's becoming the warrior goddess, which is going to make all of us who hold strong Venus placements want to take action. Venus is not only value, she's not only peace, she's not only love, she's not only money and security. She's also a warrior goddess at this time, and she wants to take that journey, right? I always see Aries as, of course, very creative, fiery. Sometimes she thinks before she acts, right? And she could be very self-centered too, because that's the shadow side to Aries. Doing things that she needs right now and not being as sacrificing as she was, and surrendering. And she's going through an ending, obviously, as she's coming up to an ending, as she's just passed over, Pisces, which is the 12th house, 12th natural house in the zodiac. So she's sort of dipped her foot into the new beginning, just like the Fool card, but she's going to return back. She's going to retrograde, okay? Whatever's going on now for you, you're going to be revisiting it relative to the Aries part of your chart and the Pisces part of your chart. So she's going to help the fire signs and the air signs. Now, the moon is in Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So moon loves to be in Taurus. It's exalted, but the moon is coming up to Uranus. We'll be touching with Uranus, which is radical craziness, unexpected emotional turns of events, things coming through relative to Venusian matters, our finances, our money, our land, our property, what we own, our money in the bank, all these things may be coming up. But what we see today is that I really love to show you this, because I feel it's very important that Juno, that's going to retrograde, she's in her shadow phase already, and Juno, of course, speaks to contracts, marriage, important relationships, anything to do with children as well, agreements, contracts. She's going to get to that second degree of Sag, and then she's going to return. So she's going to be in this area, in the Scorpio area of your chart. Right now, she's in very good aspect to the North Node in Pisces, which, of course, the North Node, the collective North Node, which we're all part of the collective. Of course, it's a Jupiterian energy. It's we need to reach that North Node, but it's the South Node is sort of pulling us back. And it's like a pendulum. It's best to try and find the middle point relative to our, leaving our comfort zone, which is the South Node, which is a Saturnian energy of responsibility. It's the know-how. It's what we're familiar with. It's our comfort zone, as I said, the South Node. But it's also very, very karmic. And we're needing to focus here where Neptune and the North Node is, right now at that 29th degree of Pisces, which is the last degree of the zodiac. So there's a lot of weight on Neptune, North Node, and Venus at this time. Remember, this can be magic. Remember, Saturn is there. So have we done the work? Saturn is moving direct. Neptune and the North Node. It's very spiritual indeed. It can be also an illusion that's breaking, that we're needing to be grounded, not sort of live only in the dream, right? It's maybe if there's been illusion or deception, I would say that's what Venus is about to provide to us. And she's going to be retrograding in this area of the chart. So Aries and Pisces, the last few degrees of Pisces, and into roughly from the 24th degree of Pisces all the way up until the 11th, 12th degree of Aries. So look to that part of your chart. Anyway, we talk a lot about the astrology on Patreon, and I have already said that whoever is new that's going to join now in the month of February, join our Patreon community, they will get as a gift, a free reading with this deck, this Love Oracle here. 3 cards roughly, and your reading will be sent to you through email, okay, as an audio where I'll be explaining your reading. Now I say 3 cards, but if I need to take more, I do. So I've made a mess here. We're doing something different today. We're going to see which energies come through more so here at the end of the reading, so stay with us until the end. I've got all the zodiac signs here. So remember, this is a general reading. We're reading the energies. We're taking only major arcana today. 5-card spread. We're going to be looking at some of these astrology reading cards. This is the deck, if you're wondering. Richard Crooks. Alison Chester Lambert. Okay, she's the creator, but the illustrations are by Richard Crooks, just in case you're wondering. So we'll be taking some messages there from Spirit. We'll be taking a message from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and we're taking also the Veronica Tribini. This little deck was gifted to me by Veronica Tribini, this little Lenormand deck, and lots of you love this deck, so we're using it today. So I'm trying to tune into the energies. Dear Spirit, please guide us today. And I think that's it with the announcements. If I remember anything, I'm going to come back to the announcements at the end of the reading if I need to announce anything else. So, okay. Let's see what's going on. I was saying, Juno is in a good aspect to the North Node and Neptune, so it could be, there's a lot of positive energies onto Juno, and she's connecting to Lilith and the South Node, Black Moon Lilith, which can speak to, if the feminine archetype has felt devalued, undervalued, did I say it right? Undervalued, and that she's been served an unjust situation. She's been treated very, very badly, and she feels as though she's been punished for demanding respect and acknowledgement. Well, that's what Juno in Scorpio, that will be retrograding through Scorpio in the first couple of degrees of Sag this year. But there's a lot of divine source help relative to that. So let's see. As I said, we do talk a lot of astrology through Patreon, so consider joining us, joining our tribe. All the individual love readings for February are there. So, dear Spirit, dear Mercury, Messenger, please guide us. What is it that we need to know what's coming through? 4th of February of 2025, unless you're watching this at a later date. And remember, in 10 days from now, it is Valentine's Day. So I'm wishing you all well from now. It'll be interesting to see the Twin Flame Soulmate or Karmic Connection reading tomorrow. Make sure you join us. We've got the World card, so something may be coming to a halt, to an end. What is the challenge here? We've got all the 4 fixed signs. 4 fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. Something is completing, something is closing up. A life journey is coming to an end. This is an accomplishment. It's never easy to get to the World card, right? We must have done our due diligence. This is a Saturnian card. What is the challenge? We've got the High Priestess. So we need to believe this is Pisces energy, Pisces Virgo, I'm going to say. But there have been secrets, possibly a third-party situation. For some of you, as the High Priestess many times is the third party. Now, she's in the challenge position, so maybe something is coming to a close. Some of you could be closing up a situation that you've needed to trust. Maybe there's been no acknowledgement, no understanding, a lot of illusion, a lot of confusion about, in your life, whether you're going to succeed or not, because this could be an ending where I'm not putting in any more effort. I've had enough with the secrecy. Or some of you may not know that you will succeed on this journey. You need to trust your intuition. Some of you may have lost your faith. Spirit is saying, don't do that. Okay. And where there's been illusion and confusion and misconception and escapism and misunderstandings, you've got the knowledge within you. You need to trust that. Okay. Some of you also are succeeding where your spiritual awakening is concerned. Obviously, you've had a major journey that's coming to an end, and maybe you've become much more spiritual, much more in tune with spirit, with the divine. You're succeeding in that nevertheless. Some of you may also, I don't know why, I get someone out there had disbelief relative to that we're more than just physical beings, that we're connected to spirit, that we're more than what you see. And this could also be an ending for some of you as to your guidance from someone that maybe you thought was spiritual, would guide you well, and they did not, because this card is in the challenge position. So Anyway, let's see where you're coming from. Where are we coming from? We've got the devil at the foundation. My goodness. My goodness. Look, the good with having the devil at the foundation, which is Capricorn energy, obviously. And, well, Capricorn, and because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, I always say Aquarius as well, because Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn. To me, let me just take all the cards and I will explain. Let's see, because there's a lot. In the recent past, we've got the Sun, crowning. We've got the Moon. And in the possible outcome, we have the Magician. The general energy here is the Lovers. So love obviously will come through, Gemini. So we've got, I've mentioned the signs already here. We've got Leo, we've got Capricorn, Aquarius. I'm also going to say Pisces, as Saturn is transiting through Pisces. At this time, we've got Cancer, Pisces, and we've got Virgo and Gemini. These are the main signs that have come through, as well as Gemini there. Gemini twice. Gemini is where Jupiter is turning direct today. Jupiter has already turned direct, but what I see in this spread is that there's something long-standing here, or there's something very karmic, or there are cycles that you've needed to do again and again. Something was very addictive, something was very difficult, there were heavy responsibilities, possible fears of the unknown, fear of responsibility, fear of a certain relationship. Could have been a narcissistic one. Why am I saying this? These are two very similar cards, my dear friends, as we see the couple here, they're chained together, whereas here they're not. They choose to be in the Garden of Eden together here. This is a blessed union, and this is the general energy. And the union doesn't have to be only a sexual, emotional, loving union. It could be a partnership, business partnership, okay? Because Gemini, of course, does rule contracts, rules communication, any business, internet-based business, anything to do with, writing, communicating, all these things, anything to do with movement as well. So, yes, Gemini is very much about, the office, all the gadgets in the office, how we communicate, how we travel, how we get a mobile, anything to do with teaching, learning. So I see that there's been major hardships and a sense of grounding energies here. You've needed to work through something, and this could also be a difficult chapter in your life, right? Because this is very addictive. This is a big no-no. There are major fears here. Like, this could be a card of secret love affairs as well, third parties, heavy responsibilities, anything to do with the law, needing to do things by the book, needing to do things by Saturnians, by Cronus's rules and regulations. But it also speaks to limitations, timing, right? So there's like a heaviness that's pulling the reading down. And this is rooted from the past. So yes, as I said, it could be like needing to have proven yourself, having done the work, whether it's love, business, actual work. This could be a boss. This could be someone who is above you, your CEO, someone that's a difficult teacher who teaches you very important lessons. In the recent past, we've got the Sun, so maybe something has been shown to you. Something is becoming more clear. We've got Capricorn, Leo. They do speak to leadership. We could have competitive energies between two people here. Both are leaders, but of course Capricorn is cardinal earth. It's the mountain goat that works very hard, but there's a dark side to this card, and I'm not saying that there's a dark side to Capricorn, even though there can be, and remember, each zodiac sign has got their dark shadow side. So Capricorn is Saturn ruled. Saturn is the taskmaster, and therefore can be very strong. Sometimes they can come through as very Saturnian. Believe you me, we all have Saturn somewhere in our chart. So sometimes we do take the role of the difficult taskmaster, the difficult teacher, and finger point the responsibility that others have to a certain situation. So I'm not down talking any sign. For me, all signs are the same, okay? And Leo, on the other hand, is a totally different energy. It's all about being out there, right? Capricorn is, yes, I want to hold the business. I want to lead. I want to climb to the top of that mountain and succeed. But Leo is the same. The difference between, Leo and Capricorn is that Leo wants to have fun while doing that. Leo holds a little bit of ego. That's their shadow side. Even though, they're fiery, this is fixed fire. And again, there could be flirtation, fun, risk-taking with Leo, whereas Capricorn is more, no, I want to be secure, safe and secure. I'm going to just take one step at a time. Here it's like, no, let's do it now. Let's do it yesterday. Let's do it tomorrow. I want to have fun while doing that as well. The sun brings clarity. Here we've got more darkness. So, and Earth, of course, is heavier. So that's the deep past. In the recent past, there's more fun. There's possible reconciliation, possible, adding a little bit of fun, a little bit of flirtation, a little bit of risk taking to a certain situation that we're hoping to create. This is generosity. Leo is generous. Leo is the individual as well. Not to say that Capricorn doesn't, you can't, Capricorn wants to be the CEO. But Leo wants to shine, and Leo is going to be very generous and out there. There's nothing hidden with Leo. Beneath the sun, everything is seen. Whereas here it's a darker sort of an energy, the Capricorn, even though it's security, it's stability, it's financial, it's career, even working really hard to get to the top-notch position in a career situation. But crowning, there's a lot of things that are unknown because we've got the moon. Now the moon for me, of course it's Pisces, but for me because the moon is the natural fourth house of Cancer. And the moon today, as we're doing this, is in Taurus. It's coming up to Uranus. Uranus has already turned direct. Now, under the moon, we've got the sun and the moon. It's funny because they're sort of like in square. So the sun is everything you see and the moon is everything you don't see. So this could be also telling us that there will be some clarity relative to things that were hidden. There will be communication. This is an ace. Someone wants to have that ace up their sleeve. They want to, or they're waiting on the alignment of the stars. And of course, when I say the stars, means the sun and the moon, the ability to make magic. It's like the alignment of the stars, which we've been talking about recently. And you may have seen it on Instagram, so on and so forth, that, so many planets have aligned and they're actually visible in the sky and they're in line, especially if you're using a telescope. You could see the further out planets. But we're also looking forward to an alignment of a lot of planets in Pisces. And we see Pisces, of course, here. I did say Cancer and Pisces. This is a Piscean card. But I also use the astrology. That's why I say Cancer as well, because the moon rules Cancer. And because Mars is retrograding as well in Cancer. It's very, very, very much about going back to the past, because the moon is also our emotional body. It's our emotional life, our life that we don't show to the world. With the sun, everything is up on stage. And the sun can also speak to someone that's well known in their community. It could speak to a boss. It could speak to anyone who performs up on stage, anyone who is a leader in their own right. We could be talking about competitive energies between two leaders here, or two people that hold positions of power. If we're looking to the collective. But I was saying here that this is, to me, it's like a square. So the sun squaring the moon, it's like a push and pull relative to things coming to light that were unknown. Okay? And remember, the moon also speaks to our psyche. It's our soul. It's what we hide from the world. Possibly also not wanting to look at those deep, hidden, deep-seated fears within our psyche. Right? Because look at the monster here. Okay, it's like, oh, I don't want to look at that. I fear that. But this is what's crowning, and the crowning position, of course, is a very important position in this 5-card spread. So there have been secrets, possibly things that will come to light, that will be communicated. Maybe there has been a little bit of trickery and secrecy, because the magician can also be, he's so quick with his hands that he could trick you right in front of your face. And this is, of course, Gemini, which Gemini, their shadow side is little fibs and little lies. Not that they do it to harm you. They more so do it to make up for things. It's like they want to live in a story, in a dream world. They're very youthful Gemini people. So, and people who have got a strong placement of Mercury, I would say. Also, this could also speak to matters pertaining to health as well, health and well-being, because we've got Virgo here as well. So, okay, it looks like something is closing down, something is finishing, a cycle is coming to an end. Possibly some of you didn't trust your intuition about that, but you're completing a major cycle, major life cycle. I don't know if some of you are connecting to someone that's at a physical distance, comes from a different part of the world. If there is physical distance, of course, secrecy can be very easily done. Look, in the recent past, there was some clarity, but crowning, and this is what's on your mind, possibly that could there be other things that need to come to the surface. Pay attention to your dreams, to your psyche, to your intuition, right? Try not to fear, because you've got the magic within your hands. You've got the gift of the gab, and you can find a resolution. Mercury is the communicator, does speak to travel, does speak to finding out about things. It's logic as well. Whatever's been hidden, whatever is coming to light, I'm going to say, because there's some sort of a decision, also possibly a head over heart decision, or something is going to be revealed, which, generally I like to be more, I think more positively. So I hope that this is, because it's an ace, and right, it is an ace, and aces mean new beginnings with power. Remember, the magician has got all the tools to make the magic. And because there's going to be a lineup of planets, and we're heading for the Pisces season, where there's going to be, very soon in this month, we're going to have a lineup of planets in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is unconditional love, sacrifice. It does speak to endings. It does speak to karma, solitude. It does speak to foreigners and foreign places, secret love affairs. It speaks to, it's the sign of spirit and God. It's the sign of meditation, sleep, dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. And it's also the sign of, self-undoing, getting rid of any bad habits, dark thoughts, of not being able to succeed. We're the magician. Let's see what the advice is. Remember, the magician has got all the elements, all the tools, which means that there is a balance. And he's got everything he needs to come up with something quite magical. And of course, for many of you, the magic will be coming to you at different points in time. As remember, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node are connecting at those last degrees of Pisces, and where Venus is exalted at that 27th, 28th degree of Pisces. Let's see what the advice is. Dear Spirit, what is the advice? What is it that we need to know? Yeah. The fates. Yes, it is a very fated time, and that's because of the nodes, right? Neptune and Venus having connected with the North Node. The fates, number 17. 17, which is also the number of the star, which could be a wish fulfillment. Let's see what the fates says. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective by nature and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Let's read the relationship message, because I know many of you are here for that. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not to try make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. Wow. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So that means whether you're in a relationship, you keep this relationship or not. Remember, we cannot change others to suit our own needs. We have to accept them as they are, and that could be the heavy lesson here in this reading here. And what I notice here is High Priestess, which is more a spiritual connection. Some of you may be doubting whether you're connecting with someone through a spiritual connection, but it's in the challenge position, so it's hard to believe. And Pisces can also be illusion and wearing those rose-colored glasses. But what's at the foundation, which is at the root, is Saturn, and Saturn is reality. It's cold, hard reality, but it's also materialistic. It's actuality. It's not dreamy. It's a reality, and it's anything that we can physically touch. Remember that in Pisces, we've got Saturn there. And as I say, because Saturn is going to help us sort of collect ourselves, because Pisces, remember, is water, and there's escapism there. Pisces is the seas. You can't collect the seas. No boundaries will hold on to the seas. Water is so heavy, and it's meant to flow. So we're trying to sort of box a situation, put boundaries within a situation that cannot be upheld. On the other hand, so it's like a grounding energy where we need to catch ourselves where we're dreaming or fantasizing, and with something that cannot be a reality. That's what Saturn is helping us do as he's transiting through Pisces. But Saturn is also the building blocks, and Pisces is the vision, the dream, and the spiritual connection. So it can go this way or it can go that way, depending on who you are and your life's purpose and journey. So it goes very deep. Very deep. Let's continue. Okay. Let's read the prosperity message, because I know, with the economy the way it is, life hasn't been easy financially, with Uranus transiting through Taurus, that's for sure. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it and the serenity you need to make good choices. From here on, I'm going to read that again. Surrender to it and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. And that's a huge promise, with Jupiter now turning direct in the sign of Gemini. Let's take some Lenormand. So, fated events are playing out, dear friends. Everything is written in the stars. Of course, there's free will, but the hand of Spirit and the hand of God is what is, fated. And sometimes, for me, I believe that everything's been preordained. We've signed for this when we took our first breath. So the outcome, the result, is going to be a certain one. Even if we go via this way or that way, and astrology helps us do that, that if there's something difficult up ahead, energetically for us, maybe we can deal with it on a more subtle level when it's difficult. So that's the only difference. I do feel that the result is going to be roughly the same. So let's see what the Lenormand has for us today. Thank you, Spirit. As I say, life is a walk in the park. Life is sometimes, I feel like you're walking throughout a park that's filled with rose bushes, but there are thorns as well. You can either take the high road or take the lower road. Make the best of that journey, because it is a journey that at some point is going to come to an end. So enjoy it. Let's see. We've got the tree, 7 of Cups, and the tree we know could speak to family, health, but also a past connection. It's like anything connected to the family, right? Because it's a huge oak tree, and those oak trees, their roots go all the way back to past lifetimes. I do see spiritual connections here as well, or long-standing connections. We've got the owls. The owls, another 7. We've got 2 7s, 7 of Pentacles. So possibly information or things that are hidden, because the owls, they do speak to wisdom. But remember, owls usually show up during the night. So the birds do speak to communication and wisdom. But this can also speak to someone who wears glasses, someone who's very gifted, very knowledgeable. This could be communication relative to family, speaking with a solicitor, someone who works in the legal field, someone who holds the wisdom. Doesn't have to be a legal representative. It could be just someone who wears glasses. Could be a doctor, for instance. And the book is open, 10 of Pentacles. The book is opened, so it looks like, and this could tell us that possibly on this new moon in Pisces, the new moon in Pisces, which is going to happen very soon. Okay. New moon in Pisces. New moon in Pisces. That's it's at the end of the month, on the 28th of February. That could be a very important new moon where we will see things will come to light relative to this reading, I believe, because of the book, right? Things that were unknown, which is like the moon as well. And it can speak to, because it's the Ten of Pentacles, money matters or family matters, but it's the ending of a cycle. Ten of Pentacles does turn into an ace. Let me just get another card on that. Something is coming to light, surely. We've got the key, and the key could speak to a wounding, an open wound, anything to do with openings, resolutions, revelations, Eight of Pentacles. The key could be anything to do with health as well. There's resolve here. The key could speak to a new relationship, a new job, the way out of this negative or reoccurring difficult cycle that you've been stuck in, a karmic situation where there's an opening here. Right? Remember, the key is Chiron. Chiron could speak to surgery. For those of you that are hoping to have surgery, not whilst Venus is retrograde, and that's from early March. Unless you've got, you cannot not have the surgery. If you're needing surgery, it's got to be done. And the key could speak to healing as well, because it's psychological. It could be physical, wounding, a wounding of the psyche, a wounding of memories that are coming up from your childhood. They could be connected to family as well as Mars. Remember, Mars is in Cancer, and Mars is squaring off to Chiron. Let's have a look at that. Let's go back to the now. There is Mars and there is Chiron. They're exactly square, and Mars could be anything cutting as well. If you're needing surgery and you're having surgery, it's a good time. I'm wishing you well, wishing you luck with that. Of course, it depends on your own personal chart, but as I said, elective surgery, make sure before we get into the month of March. But there's a resolve here. There is a resolve. And it's got to do with work as well, or putting in the effort, because it's the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is a Virgo card. We've got the Divine Feminine here. What is she sitting on? And we've got the Divine Masculine. Wow, okay. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles, an opening here, 22 and 33. So choices in the past about a new cycle, about matters of love or matters of creating something. It's the Queen of Cups. The storks bring the child. They bring a brand new cycle. Maybe that you've been having reoccurring cycles, something to do with moving, house change, a change of environment, possibly anything to do with birthing as well. If it's not birthing something creative, it could be the birth of an actual child or a brand new situation where you're going to be the magician. And we've got the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, who seems to have turned her back. They're looking in opposite directions. So there could be something to do with the closing up of a cycle, a choice that's made pertaining to a masculine, maybe that's connected to another Divine Feminine. Could be a mother or the mother of their children, possibly. But we see for this Divine Masculine, they've got a Divine Feminine ahead of them. For the feminine, the Divine Masculine is behind them. So maybe there's a bit of an upset here. I don't know. It'll be different for each of us. Okay, so let's have a look. And wow, what a reading today. What a deep, deep reading. Let's see what's going on. More information, please, Spirit. We've got Uranus, your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Uranus has turned direct in the sign of Taurus about, well, when was it? The 30th, the last day of January. No, 30th or 31st, depending on where you are, I suppose. End of January, let's say. And Uranus is going to start to pick up pace now. And Uranus is going to head for Algol now. And Algol is alcohol as well. But Algol is also Medusa, so needing to slay the dragon. Which could be just fears. So there's potential for sudden change, fears, and it could be related to our security, our money situation. But this is very vital for the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, as they're being pushed to make the changes, especially for Taurus, because they're the most stable sign of all. They're going to be a different being, a different person altogether once Uranus has finished transiting through their sign. And look to the area of Taurus, because for you, that's where Uranus is transiting. That's where you'll have lots of changes. And they can be very sudden, as Uranus is going to start to pick up pace now. What else do we have? The 10th house, which is career, your goals, your aspirations, or your reputation, your achievements and status in the outside world. So sudden achievement and sudden change in your status. And it's going to happen very quickly. And you're not going to believe it. Wow. Okay. Remember, the 10th house is the highest point in the chart. It is the natural Capricorn house. And the first house, which is all about your not your reputation, who you are. It's you at your core. Your first house is how people see you. It's how you're built. Your first appearance without people knowing who you truly are. It's you and your identity. But it's also got to do with business, what people use, and the impression you give. Sorry, what people see. What am I saying? What people use. I hope you're not being used by others. What people see and the impression you give. So if you're giving the impression that you're not the magician, that you're sacrificing, that you're trying not to tread on any toes, or giving that fake impression and pretending that you're not intelligent, you're not catching on to any trickery, or what people trying to hide from you. You're not underknowledged. You've got the knowledge, you've got the intelligence, you've got the wit. But some of you may be pretending not to know. I don't know why. But the first house, remember, is all about you. And yes, it can speak to you and the other most important people in your life, because the 7th house is opposite. So the 10th house, yeah, it's got to do with career, but also your home, where you reside, your personal life, your career versus your personal life. Let's take one more. And we've got the 8th house, big change. This transformational area of your life is about is about shared resources and intense emotions, dark emotions. It's about the psyche. It's about being intimate emotionally, physically, your sexual life. The 8th house is shared resources. It's your partner's money. It's money that's owed to you, money that you owe. It's money that comes from others, from third parties, nevertheless. It's also the occult house, which could speak to fears, endings, death and metamorphosis. A very strong transformational situation is going on here, and it's very much about thyself, your reputation, your past, your future, and expect sudden changes because the fates have come out. Let's see what's at the bottom. We've got the sun. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. The sun does speak to happiness, reconciliation, health, leadership, flirtation, fun, happiness of the inner child, leadership, taking a risk. So the sun is going to bring the clarity as to what's going on there in the 8th house, the 10th house, and the 1st house. Okay, 1st house naturally would be Aries. Look to your 1st house relative to your rising, if you're familiar with that. The 8th house is the natural Scorpio house, but look to your 8th house in your chart. Same with the 10th house, which is Capricorn naturally. And Uranus is transiting Taurus, so look to that house as well. The sun is, of course, your zodiac sign, of course. But the sun could also be some sort of a leader or something coming to light. Something also going through healing. Okay? I want to take 3 Sibilas. On the moon, which is crowning. Wow. I didn't expect this reading to go so deep. Giovina Fanciulla, the young maiden, the young virgin. There's Virgo energies here. Speaks to purification. It could speak to a younger woman or someone that's very pure. Now it's a 12, which can bring up Pisces. We've got jealousy, past hurts and regrets, feeling as though nothing can start, or because the Virgin speaks to me, it speaks to ethics and morality, and what you see is what you get. So maybe in a relationship, one person has been like that and the other person feeling as though they're blocked, thinking that there's a third party, or thinking that they're blocked or imprisoned in the situation that they are, possibly also looking for a way out. Remember the key here. And there's a lot of thought relative to contracts, relationships, business. We've got the merchant here. So someone who's got their own business, but they're putting a lot of thought into contracts or into what they're going to say. I mean, it's a number 13, which brings up change, Scorpio energies. We've got Amalato, low morale, 4 of Swords. Someone not feeling themselves, not feeling emotionally happy, psychologically happy, fearing the worst. This is more psychological, about abandoning, giving up. But we've got the Ace of Cups here, and this is a pleasant meeting around a table with others or with one particular person. And we've got the 10 of Cups, something that's unchanging. A new beginning that could bring lots of happiness, but an ending to a cycle as well. Because remember, the 10 of Cups also turns into the Ace of Cups. Now, for some of you, this is a relationship. Then someone is coming out of another relationship because they want a brand new beginning. And this could be, let's agree to disagree and end this because of the 4 of Swords, someone is not happy in the situation that they are. Right? And we see the sun coming through here. It's like on a journey, being on a journey, losing faith, losing hope over and over, doing certain cycles, having happy periods, then very low periods, but something is not changing. And I'm going to say, you trust your intuition. Whatever this message is for you, you need to trust that it's going to work out. And we've got Imeneo, the Ace of Wands. This is an offer that's on the table. This is a spiritual connection. This is a possible commitment, new contract. And this is going to happen very suddenly. Very, very suddenly. We've got Vesta. And Vesta is, what have you been invested in? This is the Vestal Virgin, which to me is like keeping that sacred flame lit, not letting that flame die. So what you've been investing yourself in, keep that flame burning. We've got the flame right here. This is a spiritual connection. This could be a twin flame connection, but this could also be in what you're hoping to manifest. A lot to do. The Vestal Virgin, the young virgin here, we've got a lot about a healing or a clearing out or being dutiful, servicing and doing the work, clearing your space, cleaning your space. This is hygiene. This is health. This is health of the mind and health of the body. The goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Yes, so it is talking about someone that's, what you see is what you get. And the Vesta. I just want to see where Vesta is right now. And I think we will end. Vesta is actually in Scorpio, and wow. Wow, everyone. What that's telling me is with Juno and Vesta here, Juno and Vesta, this is certainly what you've been invested in. Is it worth it? Reminds me of the Seven of Pentacles. If you're going to keep investing yourself in what you have been, okay, is there enough profit there? Are you being, do you feel safe and secure in a relationship, in a job? Because with Juno retrograding here, this is a change of where I've been invested, or I've invested my money here and I should invest my money somewhere else. This is what we'll be looking at in the year of 2025. So by the end of the year, it'll be all brand new, because Scorpio is about death and metamorphosis and change. So if this is a relationship and you feel you need to keep investing, then do that. If not, and you need to bail, you need to let it go, love thyself first, and love those who will return the love. You need to trust your intuition. No one can tell you what to do. No one. Just know that in the next couple of months, because we've got eclipses ahead of us, that yes, the fates will be playing out, certainly, with eclipses coming up. Mercury and Mercury and Venus are retrograding as well through Aries and Pisces. They're retrograding at those same degrees. Join us on Patreon if you want to know more. We're doing a special on Venus retrograde. We talk all about this, so do join us. Tier 3, if you're going to join us and you're interested in the astrology, okay? So let's just take 3 cards here and close up this reading. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It does help the channel. Keeps us afloat. Seriously. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you're joining us on Patreon so that you can get a free mini love reading through email. And where are we emotionally? Where's the psyche at this time? We've got communication. This is psychic connection as well. Telepathy with someone. Look out for signs and synchronicities. We've got someone that's not well. They're numbing. They're trying to escape a situation. Either drinking or taking medicine or just zoning out. Numbing. The pain is that bad, unfortunately. We've got karmic partner, so someone is trying to escape and leave a karmic partner, more than likely. Maybe they've gone through cycles again and again. Maybe they're leaving someone that is very addictive, very narcissistic, using the miser, using the victimhood notion to keep them imprisoned. And we've got a feminine that's all grief. Wow. But the karma has been received. Logically, this should be stopping. The divine feminine, she's picking up on the energies. And to me, meditation is going to bring answers, going to bring healing as well. Make sure you listen and you don't think that anything is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Whatever comes to you are signs from above or from your person. We've got a commitment here. I don't know if this is with a karmic or this is just support. This is a commitment, could also be a contract. Divine timing, and Jupiter is going to bring that as he's going to pick up pace through Gemini, and we've got healing. There it is. So yes, rough times ahead. I have been talking about that. The first 4 months in the year of 2025 are not going to be easy. Okay. After that, we're going to be riding a different wave. Okay. Fresh start, and there is an offer here. This is like the, where is it? Where is it? There it is. This is similar card for me. And beneath that, we've got the child, the bambino, and the mother and the children. So good luck, everyone. Good luck. And remember, this could be a timeless reading. So whenever you listen to this message, it may be true for you. And if you're interested in a personal reading, then don't hesitate. Our website link is beneath this video. So looking forward to serving you, not servicing. Hello, Kathy. Did I take the... No, I didn't, did I? Oh, my goodness. Silly. Some of you may be wondering where Agape and Gaia are, and then they're in sleep. They're sleeping in the other rooms right now. So I've got nice quiet. I've got the whole table to myself. So which are the most important signs, dear Spirit? Which are the most important signs that we need to look out for? Aries. The energy around you is dynamic, spontaneous, crusading, impulsive. Action is likely. Yes, it probably is impulsive. With Mars retrograding in Cancer. Impulsive and angry, I'm going to say. Scorpio. So Mars comes through very strongly. The energy is intense. This energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive and very jealous, I'm going to say. We've got Libra. This energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. Pisces. The energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. Sagittarius, this energy imbues power, superior confidence and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune and authority. And the last card, so we've got a fair bit of fire, we've got a fair bit of water, a bit of air, and Virgo. So we're grounded with a bit of earth, thankfully. Virgo, the energy around you is dutiful, hesitant and humble with a discriminating, diligent and painstaking air. Dear friends, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your love, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting to this reading. It does help the channel. Namaste. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you're tuned in. Love and light, everyone.